Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation that you find yourself in. And as always, we have our three piles here with group 1 on the left through to group 3 on the right. I'm going to show you the reverse side of these cards in case that helps you with your selection. And once you've made your selection, you can find the timestamps in the description box below. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can book that in the description box also. That being said, I will leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this sweet little pink quartz tumble, then this is for you. So I actually wanted to say hey group 2, so maybe there's a draw to group 2, and follow that if you feel that, but group 1 for sure. The sweet little pink quartz, rose quartz, is all about receptivity, softness, compassion. It's very feminine. It actually really matches your selection card today, the seed. Really, really beautiful. So for many of you, there may be a new seed that has been planted. Very much beginning energy, which is interesting because when I chose this deck, I felt strong to choose this deck for the selection cards today, and it has the option of dawn or dusk, and I really felt like everyone's kind of in this new dawn energy, so I went with dawn for everyone. And then you got the seed, which was really confirming that for me. And even the next card, I'm just going to hold it up straight away, and spoiler alert, but the next one is tend, and there's this little tiny seedling there, right? Different deck. Isn't that cool? So there's definitely something really precious in your life or coming into your life that's going to need your care. It's brand new. Anyway, group 1, let's look at this reading, hey? Some of the signs here, I've got Leo, Taurus, Libra, Aries as well. Those are the main energies. Oh, Virgo also is here. And then the fixed signs of, as always, the fixed signs are always here. The Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. So that could be you, someone you're dealing with, but it doesn't matter too much. Let's jump into the past energy. Group 1, we have the Tower here first of all, the 8 of Cups next, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords. These all came flying out together, and they tell a bit of a story of something that's been going on in the recent past for you. It may be long distant past, it may be just the last few days, it'll be different for everyone, but something has happened here where there has been a tower moment, and so that is unexpected, upheavals, chaos, things that have maybe pulled the rug from underneath you. But this is cool, I like this. It's like showing a many-handed goddess here. This deck is the Modern Goddess Tarot. And when I see the many-handed goddess, I'm always thinking of how no matter what chaos is going on around us or how insurmountable the mountain may look, you know, the challenge may look, we have this unseen support behind us, and that when we work with that support, we can move mountains. We can do more than our limited human body and mind is capable of when we create allegiances with different beings that can support us, people, the divine, however it is, whatever it is, however it shows up. I like this, although just noticing the pelvis in the spine here, like there's broken bones in this as well, so it doesn't mean that the situation's maybe not painful in how it presents. But anyway, the Tower. We have the 8 of Cups, so whatever that tower moment is, it's really got you realizing that there may be some people or situations that you've had to leave behind, and you have walked on, moved on, and blocked that energy. 4 of Pentacles was next, so this is somebody who's realized that they really need to protect themselves and be very careful in the future. 7 of Swords here as well. So something about what's happened here has really got you to pull away, to retreat, to regroup, and to reassess. Because with the 7 of Swords after that 4 of Pentacles, it's like you've locked it down, you've maybe said no, or you've, you know, maybe literally blocked someone, or just done something that sort of protects your energy, conserves your energy for yourself and those closest that need you, and blocked out whatever that external disruption was, but it's got you feeling a little cautious. It's got you feeling maybe a little untrusting at times. Maybe there's been some really, I'm hearing lots of words, unhanded, I'm hearing mischievous, I'm hearing misguided. But anyway, the Seven of Swords is somebody who is being strategic, is thinking very carefully about the way they act. And for sometimes this is somebody who's being dishonest and sneaky, can be showing up in that energy as well. But for you in this card reading, it really does feel very much like you're being very cautious, and yeah, just cautious and protecting your energy. And you've got plans for the path ahead, and like how you're gonna do things in the future changed based on whatever happened here. Your approach is different. But anyway, looking now into the current energy, the path ahead, it's a lot lighter, that's for sure. Whatever this is, although, it may not have been that dark or heavy, I don't know. Everyone will resonate a little differently. But in the current energy moving ahead, we've got that beautiful Knight of Cups energy. And this is a fun and playful energy here. This is about getting more time for laughter, and it's like stopping to smell the flowers. It's going for a walk at the beach. It's catching up with friends you enjoy. It's that lightheartedness. I think you're needing a little bit of that play. I'm hearing the word stuffy, so maybe things have been a little stagnant and stuffy, and literally we've got beach here twice, so maybe a bit of time by the water at the beach with friends. Things like this will be really uplifting your spirit, or even with family. The Ten of Cups can often talk about the beautiful family picture and the people that are closest to us, where we really get our emotional fulfillment. It can also do with your work as well, like having more of a creative fun time in your workspace. Whatever it is for you, it is a nice week ahead. We have the Empress, we have the Sun. So all of this energy, it's like we're just I'm getting like a bit of a lightheartedness after a time of tension. So yeah, lots more playfulness, enjoying the sensuality in your life. I love this Empress card. Actually, as soon as I pulled this reading, I saw the Empress and just thought, how beautiful is she? So I shared her on my Instagram story. If you follow me over there, you would have probably seen it. It's just a stunning image. I really like it. This woman is, I feel like, living her best life. And with the Sun here as well, like there's a lot of positivity, there's a lot of creativity this week for you. There's a fertility message here as well, especially with the seed and tending. So there's something new. That fertility can be anything from a child to a project, a plan, some creative endeavor, or something inside of yourself that is growing. But with the Sun here, the little seed, the card of tending, there's a lot to be positive about. There's a lot that's growing. It's a very nurturing energy. Everything feels good. Things feel like they're responding well to you, and you're responding well to them, whatever that is, whether it's your children, your partner, your family, your workspace, just life in general. Feels a lot nicer this week. Feels really good. Towards the end of the week, there is something to be mindful of. We've got Judgment and the Five of Swords. I do feel like there's something happens towards the end of the week that it doesn't throw you, but it reaffirms your choices and your path. So there may be a revelation, or there may be a situation unfold where there's some sort of drama and you're just not a part of it. You don't want to be a part of it, and it makes you see things even clearer again. And I think it strengthens your resolve in some way. So there's definitely something towards the end of the week to be mindful of that could be a bit of a challenge with the Five of Swords, but you're walking away from this defeated situation. And I don't think you're the defeated. What we got here? Six of Wands when I split the deck. We've got the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck for your reading. So this week, the Spirit is calling you to try to shift your perspective of things that are unfolding, to try and step back a little bit and see it from a different perspective, and change the way you look at something, and the thing you look at may change as well. It can also come up, the Hanged Man, when we're feeling a little tied up, a little stuck in a situation, but I do feel like this is to do with your choices moving forward. In the area of challenge, you've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, and I feel like for this, so there could be challenges coming up in the workplace this week. It could be, with the Pentacles, it's often a card where we need to be hyper focused on one project. So maybe you've got lots of projects in mind, or it could be that you're sort of apprehensive about the future of a project, or where things are going to be heading and where you're going to be heading, because this person's got a backpack on. It sort of feels like a travel energy as well. So yeah, the challenge this week, yeah, definitely could be around the workplace, or if you're not employed, it can be in an area where you are self-developing, something that you look forward to something in the future based on what you're doing now. But for some reason, it's a challenge this week. It doesn't feel like a major challenge. It feels like if there's any negative thinking or fear around this situation, then just do your best to dissolve that, because you're just needing to be present and trusting that there are good things ahead, and things you put effort into will pay off. In the area of what helps with your challenge, you have the Four of Cups in the World. So there is something of the past that needs to be released here. We've got the card. This is a card of disappointment, focusing on the negative or focusing on the losses. And then we've got the World here. So if it's like past experiences in work that you're afraid are going to repeat the pattern or something like that, then it's time for you to put that cycle to rest. The World is here, which is asking you to let go of an old cycle and begin a new cycle, and take new opportunities that come your way that are beneficial, because there's definitely something here for you that you might be overlooking. It could also be to do with teamwork, like maybe you're overlooking someone, or you may see, like I'm getting with the Hanged Man here, that there's something you might be seeing, whether it's work or something else. You might be seeing it in a certain way, and the thinking might be a little bit too rigid around that. And so you're being asked to just try and step back from what you think or what your expectation is, and just be open to other perspectives, because it'll create a completely different outcome to what you were thinking, and something more beneficial as well. So there's definitely a need to let go of some perspective here. And the arms crossed is a little bit like, don't really want to, but you know, it'll allow there to be a new resplendent cycle. So in the area of what you don't see coming, this is interesting. You've got the Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Hermit. So the Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork, cooperation, collaboration, working with people that you maybe have very different backgrounds, cultures, experience levels, knowledge, personalities. Like usually there's a pretty mixed bag that come together to make a project work, and everyone's input is valuable. Everybody's input is necessary and needed. Ten of Pentacles is that it can be about signing a large financial contract. It can be about a project that's like going to really go somewhere large, like long-term outcome. It could be a very abundant project. And then you've got the Hermit here. So for some of you, what you don't see coming is a collaboration that sort of brings you out of this Hermit energy. Maybe I feel like you kind of got a bit of both. Like in one hand, you're working with teams and people and groups, but then there's another big part of you that's super independent. I can see that here in your outcome, and I can just feel it in the energy. The people in this group are very, very independent people, and may not always enjoy working as a team, although you might be good at it and you can. Maybe sometimes you do enjoy it, but for the most part, I get that lone wolf energy a fair bit here. So there could be something that brings you out of that, where you need to work together with people. You could also be offered something here as well. There could be an offer that comes in, a financial offer. But you may there'll be parts of it you work with people, and there'll be parts of it where you have to do, or you kind of enjoy doing it on your own. Anything else around that? The Five of Cups. I want to clarify with a shuffle. Just that maybe the Hermit energy. Whoa, okay. Two of Swords there on the bottom. The Crone has come out, the Crone of Wands, which is the Queen. Oh, is that King of Wands in this deck, actually? I think it is. Which would make sense, because the Hermit there, and I've already said I'm getting this hyper-independent energy, and that is Trailblazer. This is somebody who's got a wealth of experience in what they do. So it could also be that you're being brought in to guide or teach a team. Your wisdom and intellect is needed. Your Crown of Pentacles here as well. Yeah, okay. There might be something that's an opportunity coming in here. But it's the way you work in the opportunity that's needed. Maybe the opportunity is already here, but what you don't see coming is a change in the way things run. And your expertise is needed, but so is your teamwork and cooperation. In the area of outcome, you've got the Emperor, the Seven of Wands, Six of Swords. At first when I saw this, I'm seeing like the tower it's not the tower, but like it looked like it with the volcano erupting. And so there may be, with the Emperor, this can be a boss energy. It can also be representing a father figure. With the Seven of Wands next to it, this can go a few ways. So for some of you, you may have an issue with your boss or with your father figure or somebody of an authority position where you feel like you need to defend your position or, explain yourself or stand up for what you believe. And coming back to any rigid thinking that might be going on, just be mindful in the way you respond to that if that part of the message resonates with you in this way. For some of you, it may be that you're the authority in this position and you may be dealing with people that are a little defensive. And you may need to learn or figure out how to manage that conflict or navigate it in a way that creates more peace and harmony in group situations or in family dynamics, relationships, whatever it is for you. So for some of you, you are the authority. For some of you, you're defending yourself against an authority. But either way, the Six of Swords outcome, just remembering that Hanged Man on the bottom as well, it is important to let go of any rigid thinking and soften and relax where you can or where it's needed, because things might pop off a little bit with that exploding volcano. Like, it is what it is. The Emperor is, it's a woman here, but it is typically the very masculine, strong, stoic, authoritative energy that's very experienced and knowledgeable. You could also be protecting things that you feel in charge of as well, like protecting your family, protecting your loved ones, and helping them, people and situations come to a more peaceful place. In fact, this card's really standing out to me now, and they're both actually boats. So anyway, this is a card 44, Vacation. I wasn't going to pull it up now, but the fact that they're both boats and it just when it throbs on the table, you just know. And vacation, well, the Six of Swords, maybe it's about planning a trip over water or overseas. You might be traveling over water to go somewhere. But with vacation, Six of Swords, I think maybe as well, so maybe there's a lot of pressure in your life at the moment and you're just needing a bit of a break or a little bit of a vacation or something, change of scenery to help yourself feel like a recalibration and a bit of a calming. The more fun is coming in, run with that. More fun is more playtime with your loved ones, dancing, games, sports, music, art, craft, whatever it is you enjoy, more of that. Engage in it, be the active participant, make it happen. It's not like it's coming to you, it's coming from you, I feel. Also coming to you, a bit of both. Lots of growth though, lots of positivity, lots of sunshine. I mean, look at this beautiful Empress and the Sun together. This is really nurturing energy. It feels good. There's more vitality here. You're feeling, you're leaving behind a lot of energy you don't need, that's for sure. So in the oracles, we have that card Seed, as I mentioned, and I felt very drawn to do the New Dawn. This is the beginning, the first act that will set all of your plans in motion. The seed may seem small, but it is full of potential, containing everything it needs to grow into something incredible. Take the time to nurture it and give it the right conditions to flourish. You may already have several seeds growing. Do not be afraid to let this one remain dormant a little longer. It will come to fruition when the time and conditions are right for it. And then you have Tend with maintenance, encouragement, and guidance. And tending your garden is an important step in creating a thriving ecosystem. Maintaining a garden means weeding, snipping away dead flowers and leaves, fertilizing, pinching back overgrowth to redirect energy. It's a cooperative experience. The 10 card is a reminder that you too deserve maintenance. It's important to review the different parts of your life every once in a while with a keen eye, looking for areas you can tend for positive results. Just as you guide your garden, your energy also deserves loving guidance and encouragement. You may need to weed toxicity out of your life, be discerning where you put your energy, ask for guidance, and listen to the messages Spirit sends you. The reflections of this card are what areas of your life need support and what areas are threatened by toxicity. And then we already saw the card of vacation. Even if it's just a date or a dinner with a friend or something, like a change of scenery would be really, really beneficial, or an actual planning a getaway trip. That would be really nice. And I believe there's an affirmation that says, I recognize the positive shift a vacation will bring me. Hopefully that's something you can plan for yourself. And then you have these two cards from the higher self, and I'll do the pendulum. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I am now. So you have here, to rise, you must let go of fear and give yourself some credit for how far you've come. And I feel like these two coming out together really speaks to this seed energy, that something new is here. And if you would just acknowledge everything you've been through to get yourself where you are here today, and acknowledge your strengths and your capability and the support that's behind you with that many-handed goddess, right? The support you plug into frequently in the universe. You'll see that there's something really, I feel like this combination is talking about something big that you're working towards, that you're moving towards. And you really, every now and then there may be fear that crops up for whatever reason. And when it does, just reflect on how far you've come and know that you are held and guided through the next challenges and steps that get you where you want to be. And don't let that fear hold on for a minute longer than it needs to. Just acknowledge it, and then remember that you're actually very capable. You've done a lot so far, and you can keep going, because where you are going does look like something. I'm just getting that revolutionary energy here, you know, like, woo, we've got a movement happening here. Some of you may be involved in a movement that's very important, and you may have doubts and fears about the things you're working towards, but give yourself some credit for how far you've come. So let's have a look at your pendulum question, group 1. Can we see there? Yes. Can I see a yes for group 1, please? Ooh, it's being very still. Okay. Can I see group 1's yes, please? There we go. The spirit is there. All right, here we go. Thank you. Can I see the no? And can I have the answer for group 1's question? That's a yes. That's a yes. Building momentum. Okay. Okay. All right, I'll leave that there. So the message I got from that, the way the pendulum was behaving, it's like I'm getting the message of someone who doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning. Like, that's what it really felt like. It felt like someone who's like slow to rise, a little tired still. So if that's a literal message of that, maybe it's about getting to bed earlier, or doing something that helps create a change in the way you wake up or meet the day. Morning routine shift, waking up for exercise, or waking up for stretching or movement or something, like, instead of maybe if you hit the snooze, go back to sleep, maybe trying to stop that, or jumping straight on the phone, laying in bed for a while, whatever it is. There's something about like rising slowly. But when it went to the yes, it was a very slow yes, very subtle and gentle, but then it built momentum as it got going. So there's something about, like, you may be slow to start something, things like, or wake up in the morning if it's literally that, but do stick to it, or do persevere, because you're going to build momentum, and there will be the current behind you, the many-handed goddess, right? Keeps coming back to that. Anyway, group 1, that's what I have for you in this reading. I hope that it's resonated with you and given you some sort of comfort, clarity, or guidance for the week ahead. If you'd like to book a reading or kinesiology with me, you can book that in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you all again soon. Bye, Group 1. Hey, Group 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this tiny little obsidian tumble, then this will be your reading. And obsidian is a stone of protection and clearing negative energy, clearing out any negative thoughts. So maybe negative thinking might be something to be mindful of at this time, and not attaching to any of those thoughts. I'm hearing you are not your thoughts. So that might be something to keep a memory of, keep a hold of. And your reading does actually start with the Nine of Swords. So it makes sense that there could be some anxious thinking, or it's just energy clearing that might be needed as well. Oh wow, okay, underlying energy is the Eight of Swords as well. So definitely be mindful of negative thinking this week, and just try and stay in the positive. This is happening for me, not to me. When things are not going how you'd like them to is always a good start, because that opens up the solution and welcomes it in, and keeps you really receptive to how it's happening for you, even if you can't see it in that moment. Anyway, I didn't intend on starting the reading like this, but here we are. Some of the energy in your reading, some of the signs, we have Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Leo, all here. I'm going to be doing the pendulum for you. If you'd like to think what your question might be, I'll do that at the end. And yeah, let's just jump in. So the past energy, as we already did see, we have the Nine of Swords here. So we have the fairies are locked out and the bats are winning the show here. And this is past energy though, mind you. So in the past, it may have been a bit of a bumpy ride for you, maybe over the last week, or it could have extended beyond that. The timeline will be different for everyone. But yeah, these are the cards of the past. Three of Swords here in the middle, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, it's like there could be anxious and overthinking or stress around a betrayal with the Three of Swords here, or some kind of heartbreaking situation. But whatever it is, it's got you. I'm getting happening for me, not to me in this actually. Interestingly, because when we see something this stressful and then they come out on top in such an energy as the Nine of Pentacles, which is independent, self-fulfilled, content, abundant, in a good place, and feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your surroundings. So whatever's happened may have been painful, but it is somehow helping you grow in independence, or it's resulted in that. For some of you, there may have been a breakup that's quite hard to release or let go of, or someone may have moved away, or there's definitely some kind of change here that's quite stressful. We've got the house key here and the moving truck. So some of you, it might be stress around moving house. Maybe you've had a letter that you've got a eviction notice or something to vacate, I mean to say. And so maybe there's stress around that sort of thing, or it could be financial independence, things like that, relationship, whatever it is for you. It's been a hard, bumpy road in the past energy, but you're standing on your own 2 feet now. And that's a really good sign, because as we progress into the week ahead, it is getting better. So coming off that Nine of Pentacles, that's the single lady card of the tarot. I like that there's a banquet here. Like, this is somebody who's like starting to fill their own cup to the point where now they have enough to share with others. We have the Hanged Man in your current energy heading into the week ahead, and then we have the Star as well. So these energies are really nice coming off that Nine of Pentacles. It means that you're having a good shift in perspective. Some situations may not be going how you'd like them to, but there's a sense of hope renewed here. There's a feeling of like building your strength back up. It takes a fair bit of practice to be able to hold this beautiful pose in yoga. So whether it's literally holding this pose, or the ability to contain or hold the energy that's going on around you, you're able to do it more masterfully this week, and feeling like a sense of renewal, like you're on top of it, you're building strength, you're starting to shift the way you're viewing things. So maybe you've come into this past energy a little bit feeling like victimized, or that something's very painful and hurtful, but now you're like filled your own cup, you're getting yourself back a bit, and to the point where you're like, okay, well, how did this actually serve me in the end? Because it has somehow it has served you. As we progress into the week ahead, we have that Eight of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Swords. So many of you, this is about learning everything you can from the work you're currently doing, whether you're studying, whether you've got a job in any field, whether you're starting a new project, or maybe you're also doing something for yourself with regards to self-development, building strength. Maybe you've got a new fitness regime. Maybe you're learning how to feed yourself differently, learning about nutrition. This is all about practice, showing up and learning. And that's you this week. You're practicing maybe you're practicing what you preach. You're practicing maybe what other people are preaching that sounds like it could be really supportive. You're taking on advice. You're learning all that you can. This week is a time for you to be really focused on your work and developing something, not distracted by what other people are doing, or that you may be curious to think about or focus your attention on another person or situation, and you're being asked to just gently pull that focus back onto yourself and what you're committed to right here in front of you. It could also be a message that somebody else is sort of keeping their eye on you, but while you stay focused on your work, you don't need to really worry about that too much. If there is anything negative energy, we do have the obsidian, so maybe work with obsidian or do some kind of clearing ritual, grounding practice, focus on your priorities. There's lots of different little things you can do to keep your focus off what doesn't matter, what's out of your control, and into your own place in your current moment where the power really lies. So I do see you taking your power back, learning new things. For this one as well, I kind of get like there might be some of you needing to like go and investigate certain things. Like, is it to do with maybe you've got something you want to launch and you need to look at the legalities around that. Maybe there's some sort of policy or procedure that needs to be investigated so that you can follow the right steps, or it could be about organizing certain documentation, or there's lots of this feels a little bit like official, working through paperwork, things like that. Those things are going to be important this week. End of the week, we have the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles. This is a very internal and self-soothing energy, I feel. With the Four of Pentacles, it's a blocked vibe of like maybe being a little blocked in the heart, but it's also of like blocking out external energy because you're really needing a bit of you time. I love this bath. Maybe this is actually something you do this week, a nice bubble bath. But with the Hermit, it's that card of pulling away from external energy, blocking external energy that's not good for you, learning to say no or needing to say no where you're not able or capable to say yes. More time just meditating and reflecting on yourself. There's a bit of a self-protective energy here, but I don't think it's an issue. You may have a bit of like conflict coming up. I kind of feel like there might be some conflict you kind of want to shelter from, or yeah. Five of Swords when I split the deck. I feel like Group 1 had Five of Swords in the same spot. Group 1 and Group 2 have been following each other for a while now. Like, even though there's differences, where there's same cards, they come into the same spot. So it's interesting. It may be because a lot of you are watching both piles, or like I think I've said before, where maybe if you're watching one, maybe your partner is the other pile or something like that. And obviously we coexist with our partner. So, you know, when it shows these things, it could be something you're going through with that person. If you are watching with your partner or for your partner, if you have one. So Five of Swords, though, I pulled that around. It's like you want to pull away from drama and have good boundaries and just, protect your energy at this time. Maybe you feel a little bit fragile around friendships, or you're not sure of a certain situation and you just want to just take care of you and focus on what's important. Like focus on your work, or if you're a parent, it's focusing on your kids, or for some of you, it's about learning how to parent. Maybe there's some struggles in that area. If that is your journey. In the area of challenge, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Empress. So for some of you, it's like literally, as we can see here, the mother and the child, and then the Three of Pentacles is about creativity and teamwork and collaboration. So maybe it's about working with a team to support your projects, or to support your child, or to support yourself in some way. But that's in the area of challenge. So maybe you're having a challenging time with the people you work with, or the people that work with you in order to achieve something. There might be a little bit of a rift or an issue in a collaborative project. Not anything I don't think you can work out. These are pretty positive cards to be there, considering it's the area of challenge. It shows that maybe you haven't found the right person to collaborate with, or the people you are collaborating with, they might not be fully on the same page, or just something could come up that you don't, I don't know. You may want to end a collaboration, or maybe you're looking to begin one. Either way, that's where the challenge is. It's in the area of where you work with other people. What you can do about that challenge, though, you have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. This is about good, strong communication, sharing all of the facts, all of the information, doing your research, being engaged in the process, whatever the process is, whatever the project is you want to collaborate on, like being an active participant in that, being the leader almost, potentially the leader, but when there's multiple involved, maybe everyone is sort of like level, equal contribution. Doing your research, showing up, being engaged, being a part of it, having like steps or to-do list written down so that you can really stay on focus or stay on track, sharing and exchanging information, be a good communicator. It's the same thing. Be a good communicator, do your research, and show up. That's the main thing I think will help with any challenge you're having with groups, or with maybe parenting as well, with this Empress and Child there. When I say do your research, this is all about information and research, and the fact that he's sitting on a laptop here as well in the nature, maybe it's also getting a bit of balance between the time you spend doing and learning and absorbing, but also going and playing and having fun in nature, and balancing that out as well. What you don't see coming, we have the Two of Pentacles first, so there's a sense of like juggling a lot, having big responsibilities. 10 of Wands, there may be something a little bit burdensome to navigate this week. It's in the area of what you don't see coming. We have the Sun and the Tower as well, so there may be some kind of revelation, or you may learn something. There's growth opportunity in this Tower, but it does look like a struggle. There's some sort of challenge coming up this week, where you're trying to navigate that while you've got this going on, and it's like, not all bad, obviously, but there's still some sort of challenge that's like you need to figure out how to negotiate or delegate, or divide up maybe your time. If maybe it's like having multiple responsibilities, like being in different places all at once, trying to keep the machine running, whatever it is for you. It looks like it's a positive opportunity for growth, but at the same time you might be a little bit overwhelmed by responsibility or the heaviness of a certain task or situation. In the area of outcome, though, beautiful positive cards. We have the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Fool. So new passion, feeding your creativity. With the Page of Knight of Pentacles, there's like a spark, a new idea here. This is a conception. This is a new idea, and it's something that's going to need your care and diligence. With the Knight of Pentacles, it's a card of like slowly ticking off the to-do list, or moving through a particular method in the way you handle things. It's interesting. I'm just like as I'm saying method, I'm thinking of this conflict management method I've come across recently in a podcast, and it was really, really helpful because I've used that method a lot with my son, and since finding it, and it's been really interesting. And then I look at this and the Sun and the Tower, it's almost like it maybe this is around conflict resolution and finding ways to communicate and illuminate situations to make way for positive growth, rather than breaking things down or criticizing or having the Tower moments happen where things are heavy and burdensome, instead of like illuminating the truth, holding space for the fears, and allowing there to be a positive growth cycle unfold instead of a destructive one. Anyway, These things take time though to implement, whatever these things are, these new creative ideas, new attempts, new approaches, new methods. They do require a method. Your success requires a method here. But there's definitely fresh new energy and something you want to try out. And it's here in your cards. Like 3 cards came from this deck. I only wanted 1, but 3 came out. I'm going to show you now. First one was Broom, with energy clearing and freshening. And that, I can see how that is unfolding here. Definitely with the Obsidian here as well, and any negative thinking or old remnant energies, it's time to just give that a last sweep out. It's also about like clutter in the home space. Let's have a little squiz at the book. I did mark this particular page. Any outdated or stale energy in your life that's leaving you feeling stuck. Time to brush away the musky emotions and patterns. On a practical level, the broom clears away the physical crumbs, dirt and dust, which allows you a tidy space so the energy flows more smoothly. So whether it is to do with conflict management and how we respond to things, old patterns and responses or feelings, or maybe it's about literal items in the home space that need clearing out. But either way, the broom will serve you well this week. With intention, use the broom to stir up stale energy, sweep away negative or unsupportive energy, and create a space that's ready for your individual needs. You can do this physically with an actual broom and a quick cleansing of your magical space, or mentally by envisioning what doesn't serve you being swept away. What areas of your life need to be straightened up, dusted off, and refreshed, which is cool because this then followed on. They all came out together and I took them all. You have spring next with rebuilding, awakening, and rebirth, and we have this beautiful nest with the eggs here. So there's definitely something new that's coming in. And when it says rebuilding and rebirth, it's like clear away the old so that can happen. And we see that in the past energy here as well. Like there's definitely something that's happened, right? But now this is almost like the broom energy, the Knight of Pentacles, where she picks herself up and she does those things, engages in the practices or does what's needed to clear out the old. And then you have fruit with achievement and success. So just trust that you're on a bit of an upward trend right now, even if you feel like you're still in the trenches. Things are definitely improving. Your active engagement is paramount in that. Very, very necessary. Any negative thinking, be mindful of that. Ask for help where needed. Ground yourself. Remember your mission. Remember your purpose. Remember what you're here for. Be a supportive friend. Try to stay out of negative thinking and victim mindset or anything like that might crop up. It happens to all of us. In your area, what area is it? Oracles. We have a dawn message from Seed and Sickle, and this is chamomile. I've actually got chamomile tea in my cup today with like jasmine green and pear. I'm just chucked a couple bags in and thought, let's do a fruity mix, something chill. Anyway, chamomile is a great companion plant to grow in your garden, protecting other plants from pests with its scent of its flowers and the antibacterial properties of its leaves. It's particularly fond of herbs such as mint, and it can even improve the taste and fragrance when in close proximity. This card encourages you to lean on the strong existing relationship that has provided support and companionship in the past. It may be suggesting that there is a new one on the horizon. Who inspires you to be the best you can be? Who do you rely on and trust the most? Who are you grateful for above all others? You will be hearing from them soon. So lean into the supports you have. And I saw that here when I saw the 8 of Swords in the underlying energy, and the next was the 6 of Pentacles. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help or lean into supports that help ground you and get you to see your truth and remind you of your beautiful power, that, you know, pick you back up again, help you fill your own cup. Not someone to do it for you, although they will. Someone that helps you fill your own cup and really remember your truth. We have the card Commitment, beautiful raindrop falling off the leaf here, and there's a magical couple dancing in the droplet. It's quite sweet. The number 28, Commitment. Relationships are sustained through care and attention. Long-term relationships, including friendships, are a testament to your willingness to put energy into nourishing those connections. When you accept the challenging times, even those moments when there seems to be a communication gap or a disconnect, it means you value the relationship. This commitment can pertain to a contract or a work partnership. At the beginning of professional, personal, or romantic ventures, relationships are in an idyllic phase where everyone tends to be on their best behavior. After this initial phase, reality sets in and people start being a bit more genuine. It's not that there is a pretense, just that people don't usually show all of the less appealing attributes or shortcomings right away. As you become more comfortable with someone, you feel safe enough to reveal more of yourself. Commitment begins with you. Know what you want and what you consider to be your deal breakers. Be honest and open about your desires. Be willing to put all your wishes out in the open. Know your strengths and create a balance between your wants and abilities. Be aware of how relationships make you feel. Does it bring out the best in you? As you look at relationships, make sure they support your growth and enable you to feel validated. Determine what you are getting yourself into before committing, and then be ready to go the distance and put both time and effort that's needed. So looking at your commitments, definitely important one. And I see you know, with these cards that sit directly under that, of sort of reflecting and pulling your energy back and focusing on yourself. I think it's a good, healthy time for you to have that and really to reflect on those commitments, those relationships. Higher self messages, you have 2 here, and one is realize you have all of the qualities to be a leader. There's definitely something here for you to be, there's something new that you're beginning. It's like, run with that. Believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. So yeah, there's something in the works for group 2, and you have everything it takes to make it happen. So let's have a look at your pendulum question. So can I see a yes for group 2? The pendulum's awfully still today. It did some still stuff over in group 1, but anyway, we'll sit with it a little. Can we see, Divine Creator, please allow this pendulum to give clear and direct messages for group 2. Can we see what a yes is going to look like? All right, it's slow to rise as well, but here we are. Can I see a no, please? Very good. Can I see the answer for group 2's question? And that is a yes. And similar to group 1, like, it took some time to get some momentum, and that may mean something in itself for some of you as well, when things take a while to kick off. But it was a yes, so hopefully that was supportive, but always use discernment with such a tool. And that is what I have for my group 2s this week. So hopefully that resonated with you and gave you some sort of comfort, clarity, or guidance for the week ahead. If you'd like a private reading or a kinesiology balance, just look in the description box below and you'll find the booking link. And I look forward to reading for you all again soon. Take care, group 2. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this little yellow jasper, then this is going to be your reading. So yellow jasper is a stone of courage, resilience, and endurance. So right now you might feel like you're enduring a bit of a journey and you're having to stay quite strong on this journey. This being the beautiful color yellow, and I'm also noticing your selection card is very beautiful color yellow as well, and we've got some beautiful yellow flowers. So this is definitely a time to be getting in touch with your solar plexus, your personal power, and maybe doing what you can to feel more centered, I think would be really, really good as well. So group 3, some of the energies in your reading, we have Capricorn, Libra, Aries, and then we have the fixed sign of Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So those signs may be relevant to you. They could be you, someone you're dealing with, but it doesn't matter all that much. With sun signs, it could be anything else, a placement or a transit that's going on. Let's just jump into the tarot. We'll have your pendulum question at the end. So in the tarot, you have the Six of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups in your past energy. So in the past, I'm just about to say, like, seeing this, I'm like, maybe you've just been on a trip with the Six of Swords. That could literally be the case for you. And whatever it is, you've come away from something that's been really turbulent, and you're trying to find a bit of peace and build a bit of momentum, get a bit of grounding, stability, structure, but there's still some emotions that are lingering on this path. So whatever it is you've come away from, there's still unprocessed feelings here, and give yourself the time to go through that in your own timing. When you need to feel your feelings, then let that happen. And when you're in a more productive energy, then let that happen. I just see a bit of an ebb and flow for you in this past energy, where you're trying to get things a little bit more grounded and make a bit of progress, but it does feel almost like drowning in emotions at times for someone out there. It may not be that extreme for everyone, but I do actually feel like this emotion is sort of hindering the process or the progress you're trying to make. But you may feel that it is, but it's not. It does need to be felt. And fair enough, it may stop you. For some people, I'm kind of getting the sense of like, not being able to make it to appointments or your commitments because of emotion that's coming up. And if that's the case, try not to be so hard on yourself. Just do what you need to get through that, to support yourself. And yeah, in time things are going to shift. But right now it does feel like emotion is kind of running the show a little bit. It does feel, what have I got here? Keep your eyes set on the prize, I'm hearing. Keep your eyes on the prize. Try not to worry about too much of what's not working out in this current present moment. Just, yeah, keep that forward momentum where you can, but of course honor your feelings where you need to as well. So in the current energy, as we go into the week ahead, first we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is a card of paid employment, so working away diligently and mastering your skills. So maybe you're learning to sharpen your skills in certain areas of life, whether that's in your employment or in your personal life. This is also a card of minimizing distractions. It asks of your full attention and focus to be present in what you're working on. You have the Ace of Pentacles following that. So there's definitely like some sort of new opportunity that's growing for you or going to come in. You may see some new seeds sort of take sprout. Maybe some of the things you've been working on, you see that they're starting to work or support you in some way. And as further into the week, we have the Four of Pentacles. That is a card of being a little blocked at the heart, especially given this person is holding that pentacle over the heart in this image and turning their head away. After that is the Ten of Swords. So this week, while you are progressing in one area, it may feel like another area is stagnant or blocked. Or completely finished, because we have the Ten of Swords followed by the World here, and then after that was the Devil. So this week ahead, while you are making progress, there's also another area where it may feel like things are not making progress. You may be super attached to this situation and finding it really hard to cope with the end of a situation here. It could be the loss of a loved one. If that's the case, then please give yourself all the time you need to go through that grieving. And don't let anyone tell you how to grieve. This is a unique journey for everyone. And for some others of you, this may be the end of a relationship. It may be the end of a work role. With the Devil here, that is, I guess, after the World, it does make it a little concerning that it might be hard to really release attachments even after the fact. So that might be a bit of your struggle this week, is feeling quite attached. And in the area of challenge, you've got the Eight of Swords and the King of Cups. So you might be very attached to what a masculine is feeling or thinking or doing. Or you may also be dealing with manipulation from that person as well. You'll know where you kind of sit. I don't get that manipulation from very strongly, so it may not be that for everyone, but it could be for someone, that situation, feeling trapped with regards to some sort of masculine energy that you wanting nurturing from this person and you're not receiving it. Or maybe like we see with the Ten of Swords, maybe there's been an end of a connection. Or again, for those that have lost a loved one, it may be just feeling quite lost without their presence here anymore if they've passed on, and And I'm just seeing here as well, like the light that's sort of shining down from behind the cloud, and it tells me that if this is a message of a lost loved one who's passed away, then you can see in the image here that this person's certainly looking over you, even though you may not feel or see that right now because you're maybe stuck in a bit of grief or some doubt or something. I see a lot of light rays in this particular these cards, so it shows that like no matter what's going on, there's all these light rays that are trying to reach you. This whole deck seems to be full of that. It's the Happy Tarot. I felt really drawn to use the Happy Tarot for this reading, and I like to notice what's on the bottom deck when I start, and it was actually the Devil. So when I saw that, I thought, okay, so the Happy Tarot and the Devil on the bottom, it shows me that there is things to be grateful and happy for, resilience to get through this and lean into your strength, that personal power center. But at the same token, there's definitely something that there's a strong, heavy attachment here that needs to be released. Attachment to an outcome, it could be an obsession, it could be an addiction, it could be anything at all. These two people are chained at the bottom here. But I see that something's coming to set you free from this, and it's a matter of letting go with the flow here. So in what will help with that challenge, we have the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups. So it shows that there may be a partnership to leave behind or walk away from at this time. But what will help would be leaning into those partnerships that are there for you, that give you support, or being that partner for yourself, but leaving behind the things that are not working out, the things that are not fair or equal or healing for you. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a shake-up going on here by the look of it. In the area of what you don't see coming, we have the Emperor, the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. So there may be a situation where you are feeling like you're abandoned or left in the cold. With this Emperor, this is usually someone that we could rely on for support in some way. It can be a fatherly energy, it can be the boss at work, it can be many different roles. It's the masculine, authoritative, structured, supportive energy. But with the Five of Pentacles next to it, it makes me feel like this person isn't giving support, and that may be sort of, or they've ghosted, or they've gone quiet, or you're feeling like you're really down and out or without support right now. And the Seven of Wands, there's a defensive energy in all of this as well. So it may be really hard to reconciliate inside of yourself why or what is going on with this character or this situation. So yeah, I kind of want to get more on that as well, because I don't really want to leave it there. But the Two of Wands is the bottom deck energy for this reading. So it shows you are at a crossroads right now, and it is time to take a different path. Maybe you didn't expect this person to cut off cold like that. We have strength here in the Nine of Swords on the bottom, so you're really needing to overcome the anxiety around the situation. I see the Three of Swords poking out there as well. This is definitely something painful. Maybe you've been expecting support from someone and they haven't been able to give it for whatever reason. Maybe you thought they would and they haven't. And I see death here as well with the moon underneath. So this is definitely an unfolding week that might be very uncomfortable or challenging for you to get through. Star on a split though, it shows me that regardless of what's unfolding, there's still hope on the horizon for some level of success for you, Six of Wands, for things to improve. It depends on how we process these things and what we choose, how we respond. We'll get to that. I think a lot of that is up in the Oracle cards soon as well. I feel called to mention that I do offer distance kinesiology sessions for those that feel like they are really struggling with things. It can absolutely help get to the core of our issues and create massive shifts that help us feel more balanced, aligned, in our power, peaceful, accepting, grounded. It's a fantastic modality. If you feel called to receive that, please check out the description box. There is a booking link for kinesiology. You can be anywhere, we can do it via distance, but if you're in the local Brisbane area, it would be wonderful if you could come to me and have it in person. Either way, it's still the same, this is the same thing. You can still get the same thing out of it. In the area of outcome, we have got the Ten of Cups, the Justice, and the Knight of Pentacles. with all of this, it makes me feel like things, I'm hearing the word reckoning. So there may be a reckoning that is unfolding. It feels like things that you will make you happy may feel like they're quite far away. Let's clarify this energy as well, because there's things that you want and you're doing everything you can, I feel, outside of times when you feel maybe beaten down or quite emotional. Let that be what it is. But outside of that, when you're making steps towards your path and on your path, I see you're making corrections. You're doing something here that helps create a better outcome. And here I have the Magician on the bottom now when I've shuffled. That makes sense. You're the one who's making things better. You're the one who's correcting something. Maybe it's like you used to respond in some way to something and now it's like, no, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to start loving myself more, or I'm going to show more respect by listening and hearing them out, or I'm going to, whatever it might be, like wherever it is you feel you need improvement, the outcome shows that you do that. You're working towards building something more happy in your outcomes. The Magician being there shows that you have the resources to do it. You have the strength, the resilience, the knowledge, the know-how. And if you don't, you have the resources to find the know-how. You know, you've got what it takes to find and create what you want. The Hermit is here. It may be needing a time of you just turning to yourself and finding those resources inside of you, not from some external source. It's a situation that you won't be saved from, but you're saving yourself. I do see a positive outcome here, but it depends on you and the choices you make. Okay. The Two of Swords. You're going to have to feel your way through this one. You may be very pulled between your head and your heart, trying to make sense of things and know what to do, but you need to move away from the mind space and the fears and just trust how you're feeling in your gut. What is the right thing to do? And when you choose something, when you're choosing something, asking yourself, is this coming from love or is this coming from fear? Am I trying to control the situation or am I growing through this challenge? I feel like I want to hold these up now. These are your higher self messages. The first one was, don't soothe your pain with momentary pleasures, and that does sit above the Devil. So release attachment or things that make you feel like you're in control, or soothing your pain in such a way, like doing things in order to make yourself feel better, but maybe it's not a solution-based action. And then you have new chapters require a new version of you. And I'm seeing that here. You're the one who's creating this. You're creating a change in your outcomes, in your responses. So with the Oracle, and we'll have a pendulum at the end if you have a question, but we have the Citrus card here, and I've asked for the Dawn messages. This is a card of capability and empowerment. You've been stuck in limbo lately, waiting for someone to make the time to help you. Ultimately, however, it will be faster to brush up on the skills you lack and do things for yourself. Be like a citrus fruit with all the important nutrients. Fill yourself with value and strength that will benefit you both now and in the future. And so seeing that red string of fate here, there's definitely a relationship that's sort of maybe struggling or going through something here, but it's the only way to heal that is to heal yourself. So in the next card, we have Salt with protection and banishing negativity. Salt is essential to life. This mineral is so precious that it has been used as currency at times in history when its collection was labor intensive and time consuming. In magic, it is an all-purpose component used to create barriers and protect you, as a purifying ingredient in various blessings or holy waters, and as a cleansing implement that removes unwanted energy from magical tools or spaces. The Salt card reminds you that you have easy means to dispel negativity and protect yourself. You don't have to struggle. Salt is your partner in self-defense. Draw boundaries and keep yourself guarded against negativity. Remember to keep the energy surrounding you as clean as possible. The reflection is there someone or something you need to set a boundary with for your own well-being? And then two cards came out of the Gratitude deck. You have Assessment and Repose. The images are really detailed. There's a lot of different symbols and messages within the images. You may already have things jumping out to you, intuitive messages as you gaze at the cards. But I'm going to read to you, starting with assessment. I think I'll read both. I feel like this reading, if you're going through a bit of trouble right now, or struggle or challenge, then it might be comforting to hear the messages undiluted and see what it has for you. So starting with assessment, what I found interesting as well is assessment is a 34 and repose is a 43. So there might also be some mirroring going on between you and another. But reflect on where you are headed in life. Look purposefully at your accomplishments and your goals. Write a list of your achievements and rate your level of positivity and how well you fared in each accomplishment. Creating a folder, calendar, or journal of projects you are working on will help with your assessment process. As you review your accomplishments, reflect on where you can improve. You may have weaknesses that you've been trying to adjust and perfect. For example, you may want to be a bit more considerate of others and not leave them waiting for you when you've agreed to an appointment. Identify areas in your life where you want to create better outcomes. When you measure your progress, be critical and honest about how far you have come. Recognize your talents and strengths and don't downplay your effort. Reflect on positive feedback you have received from others without diminishing their input. Develop new goals and include target dates for completing these challenges. Look at the big picture and devise a plan for accomplishing your objectives. As things crop up, determine how you want to address them. Continue to find ways to mark your efforts and check in with your progress regularly. Appreciate all you have accomplished and remain realistic and reasonable with yourself. The affirmation is, I am grateful for my strengths and weaknesses as I assess my goals and dreams. And then repose was sleep. This is a sweet little girl. There's a little fairy girl here and her little nose. I love her little nose. Anyway, sleep is a necessity, just like food and water. Sleep quality is linked to mental, emotional, and physical wellness. If you're not getting regular quality sleep, it's time to look at how you can change that. When you have a good night's sleep, you're better able to address the stressful areas of life. You may sacrifice sleep when you feel pushed to get everything done. However, you can find yourself making mistakes and not functioning at your best. When you get enough sleep, it helps your brain solidify your memories. After a good night's sleep, pieces of information can be pulled together from different experiences and parts of the brain to create novel perceptions and spark revelations. Sleeping well might help you solve a problem that has stumped you or resolve a situation that had you previously blocked. You may also find your creativity levels increase when you are refreshed and rested. Your body re-energizes, heals, and releases stress when you sleep. Sleep helps regulate your appetite, mood, and mental abilities. During your nighttime repose, the brain reproduces hormones that repair and build muscle. And when you wake up feeling alert and revitalized, put that energy to good use. You will sleep better if you have a regular sleep routine and go to bed at the same time each night. The affirmation is, I willingly prioritize my need for quality sleep. I am grateful for the opportunity to be more rested and refreshed. So really just looking after yourself, nurturing yourself seems to be really, really important right now for group 3. So, or anyone at any time really. Let's have a look at your pendulum for this week. So can we see a yes for group 3? What is yes going to be? I wasn't even going to use the pendulum today, but I have, and it's each time I've grabbed it and it's just not moving. It's like, I should hold it up higher for you. It's just like I get it there in the center and I say, can I see yes? Oh, now it's going to do it. I gotta kind of wait till I feel the spirit in the chain, and I do now. But at first it's like not wanting to come forward. And when it does, it's so slow. Okay, so we've got a yes. Can I see a no? Group 3's no. Very good, thank you. Okay, can I have the answer for group 3's question? And that is moving to a yes. It was kind of like going round and round like a maybe, but it appears to be moving to a yes at this time. So yeah, I'm going to call that a yes, but always use discernment with such a tool. Hopefully that was supportive for you, Group 3, and gave you some sort of comfort, clarity, or guidance for this week ahead. And as I said, if you need a kinesiology balance to get through any of this and build some clarity and resilience, or a reading, a private reading, you can book that in the description box below. And I look forward to reading for you all again soon. Take care, Group 3. See you next time.